The NBA trade deadline just happened. I can't wait to hear from Zach on that. It's Pass the Rock.
Could one of y'all pass the gosh darn rock? Hey, yo, I'm trying, I ain't lying, and hosting this will be Brian.
Yeah.
Posting like Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
flying to see the pie.
Yeah.
Hit the hezzy, we got Jesse, opinions get kinda messy. A fan of out of lefties, from football to racing jet skis. He go silly when he go deep, sheesh, is Zach Zeman. Teaming up with Jack, we stack the whole team, man. Pass the rock, don't stop the shot clock.
Woo.
Smack the slap shot, come on, now let's talk. Pass the, yo, partner, pass the rock, for real.
So, Zach, I think I need some highlights from your prowess on the basketball court in Rec League that we can add to the intro. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, that would be fantastic. I mean, you'll pretty much just see me shooting shots from 5 feet away, but at least they go in, which a lot of my teammates can't say that they can do. So, you know, at least Rec League is going all right for me. Averaging 10 points a game, pretty nice.
I think we should stitch those highlights together with the unreleased Lost Tribe 3-point contest, which will, by the way, never see the light of day.
Yeah, previously unreleased. You're saying always unreleased.
It will never be released.
Yeah, God.
For those of you watching on Twitch, this isn't whatever the last update. We forgot to update the Twitch notifications, but we're talking sports today. So, NBA trade deadline, 3 p.m. Eastern today. A lot of things going on today. Not nearly as exciting as I think the past couple of years because of the impact from the CBA, which we don't need to get into, but let's just say a lot tougher to make trades work now going forward, especially on deadline day. So, Zach, starting with you, you told me earlier you thought the 76ers got an A-. What did you mean by that?
An A- would be the most generous. That is beyond generous for the Sixers. Oh, man, the Sixers had quite the trade deadline this season, and it was just disgusting, honestly. I'm disgusted by what the Sixers have done, and, like, I know that going into this deadline, Embiid's hurt, you're trying to either, I feel like the goal in a lot of Sixers fans' heads was, okay, let's get a few reinforcements, bolster the depth, and hopefully when Embiid comes back, we'll have a shot at making a run in the playoffs. Like that was my mindset going into it. All right. What can we get to help Embiid down the line? What will work right now for the time being? And we came away with Buddy Hield and Cam Payne and gave up a lot of role players, some of which were really promising or really well liked, including Marcus Morris, who got a key to the city last month because he's from North Philadelphia. Furkan Korkmaz, who honestly I'm shocked it took him this long to get traded, but he asked for it like 5 years in a row. So good for Furkan for finally getting his deal.
Yeah, he wants to win.
That's like my favorite ongoing saga in all of basketball, by the way, is the Furkan Korkmaz trade request. Yeah. I'm honestly kind of sad he finally got traded.
I know. I'm a little sad too because he was around for so long. But those two being involved in the Buddy Hield trade, I have no issue with. I think the Buddy Hield trade standalone is a fine trade. It's for an expiring contract. It gives us more cap space in the future. Buddy Hield's a very good shooter. Interesting move. I was fine with that. If we had stopped there, this would be a B- trade deadline. I would have been okay with it. But then we get to the last two trades that the Sixers made, which made no sense whatsoever. First came the news that Patrick Beverley, he broke it himself, Patrick Beverley being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Not only are you giving up a guy who personifies what every Sixers fan wants in their player. Patrick Beverley has been the ideal Sixer his entire career, and he's finally on the team. And he's like the hype guy. He's the dog that we wanted to be on the bench. And you get rid of him for Cameron Payne? Cam Payne's a bum. I don't know anything about Cam Payne. What is Cam Payne doing to change the locker room culture? All I have is that one stupid photo of Cam Payne's side profile when he got that one haircut. That's all I have memorable about Cam Payne. He does nothing. And you also ship him to Milwaukee, where Patrick Beverley is now the new coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. You just gave up Milwaukee's new coach for Cameron Payne and a second-round pick because God knows Glenn Rivers can't coach that team right now. And then you get to the most baffling trade of all. The Sixers, notorious for the past decade for not being able to develop their young talent, finally have a player who they actually developed at home in Jaden Springer, who's actually had a solid timeline of development instead of B-ball Paul, who got screwed over by getting less minutes than he should have. Jaden Springer was actually getting enough minutes to start really developing this year. He's been playing great defense. He held Steph Curry to 0 points the other night in the first 20 minutes of their game. That's extremely impressive for any player in the NBA, let alone a young guard. And you trade him to the Boston Celtics for a second-round pick and nothing else. You just gave up another young defensive guard who has promise to an organization that not only is our biggest rival, but a rival that we know will be able to develop him. We know we'll find good use for him. And all you get back is a second-round pick. You don't even get a player in return for a guy like Jaden Springer, someone who can actually help. So our depth is shattered. We're going to sign Kyle Lowry, who's going to bring nothing to this team. And that apparently is our trade deadline. And it's another year of Embiid's career completely wasted and thrown out the door. This time, I can't blame Glenn Rivers for this. I can't blame coaching. The only person I can blame now is Daryl Morey for this horrible roster construction. I can't wait for the press conference. I can't wait to hear what this man is going to be talking out of his ass about, saying, "Oh, don't worry, we have a plan. Don't worry, we're going to try to sign Paul George if he doesn't re-sign with the Clippers," which he's going to. Let's be honest. It's the stupidest idea. $60 million in cap space for a free agency class highlighted by Tobias Harris. This is disgusting.
So if I make a Karate Kid reference, the movie from the 80s, would either of you get it?
Yes, I would get it.
Probably not.
Okay. The only way the 76ers salvage this season is if they trade for Mr. Miyagi, who is the karate master, who can clap his hands, rub them together, and fix Joel Embiid's knee. That's it.
Yep.
That's the only thing that could have helped the 76ers at this point.
Yeah,
so
100%,
unless you're getting that, I don't know what you expect.
Yeah, I go down to the Chargers doctor team.
Congratulations, 76ers. You still can't make it out of the second round.
No, I mean, look, congratulations. Enjoy the play-in because it's going to be a fun, single elimination, one and done, and maybe it'll be done. Who knows? Jack, here's your question. Who stands to suffer more from not making a move? I'll give you 4 names: Bucks, Hawks, Lakers, Pelicans.
Bucks?
Oh, no. Let me take that back. Let me start over. Damn. All right. Jack, who stands to suffer more from not making a move? Bulls, Hawks, Lakers, or Pelicans?
I really want to say my Lakers because I do think the Lakers sitting on their hands today was bad, but not quite as bad as the team that I feel like I talk about at every single trade opportunity when they continuously do nothing. The Chicago Bulls. How in the world do you not sell DeMar DeRozan at this trade deadline? I don't understand. He's not getting any younger. There's no way he's a part of your future plans. This is a middling team year in and year out. I mean, obviously, I understand you couldn't trade Zach LaVine. He got hurt. He's worth nothing right now. No one wanted him even when he was healthy. How do you not trade DeMar DeRozan? There was definitely a market for him, I'm sure. There had to have been contending teams that would want a savvy veteran like that on their roster. It felt like they didn't even explore that opportunity. And then besides that, okay, maybe they couldn't move the contract. Alex Caruso, that's a guy that's a gritty defensive player. Just about any contending team would love an Alex Caruso on their roster. Andre Drummond, he's a guy that we heard in names. We heard of him in talks. And they were like, I think we're good. We'll keep him. He's worth more on our team. I don't understand how the Bulls are continuously okay with being the 11 seed every season. What does that do for you? You're never bad enough to get a good pick, and you're never good enough to win anything. At best, you're the 10 seed and losing in the first game of the play-in. At absolute best, it makes no sense. And this is a saga that's now gone on for 3 years in Chicago. What are we doing? Why?
The Bulls are like that team in your fantasy football league that always starts every trade with like Justin Jefferson on your team for his fourth receiver. I read today that the Warriors called about Caruso and they countered with Kuminga, and were shocked that they couldn't get that deal done. So, yeah, I don't know what you're holding those assets for.
Yeah.
As many mistakes as the Pelicans have made over the years by, re-signing people that they shouldn't have, that they should have let walk or whatever. In the end, they do, I think, do a good job of getting rid of them at the right time to go ahead and bring in some assets. So the Bulls have not mastered that trait, and they're going to continue to be the Bulls.
Yeah. Just one more thing on the Bulls from NBA Central on Twitter. Apparently, Bulls ownership was prepared to approve a rebuild, but their vice president, I guess he's also part of like basketball operations. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce the name. He chose not to proceed in that direction and instead opted to maintain the current roster.
That's just, it just makes no sense. It really, like, I don't know why they're so okay with being the 11 seed. I don't get it. That can't be selling tickets. The fans can't be happy.
Yeah, they're the 9 seed right now, 2 games ahead of the Hawks, who are the 10 seed. So they're 3 games behind the Magic, who are the 8 seed. So they're like in that magic zone of mediocrity, 3 games under 500. I forget who said it the other day on a podcast. They just love being in the play-in. They just love it. Every year they're in the play-in, and they're just going to be in the play-in and lose. That way they can say they made the playoffs.
No, but it's not even like the play-in to the playoffs. It's not like they're winning the play-in. Like they're one and done.
No. They're very comfortable with that.
Yeah,
9th to 10th, we're good.
This is one of many reasons why I still am not a huge fan of the play-in. It's that it encourages this mediocre style of play. It encourages mediocrity. Hey, we're making the play-in consistently. That's basically means that we're making the playoffs in some capacity, right? No, it means your team's not good enough to actually be a top 6 team and you're forced to play in the play-in. Like, teams are pretty much okay being like, okay, we're a play-in team year in, year out. That is absolutely fine. We don't need to improve that much. I think it encourages mediocrity.
It doesn't technically count as the playoffs. Like you as a coach, that's not on your record as having made the playoffs. Where it is good, I can tell you 2 years ago, you have a young team that makes their way through the play-in and gets playoff experience. That's huge. Now, you can't say I made the playoffs if you're the 9 seed and you lose to the 10 seed and then you don't get to go further. That you didn't make the playoffs. But yeah, no, they're just comfortable sitting in that 9 slot. They'll probably be in the 9 slot this year. They'll play the Bulls. I mean, they'll play the Hawks or the Nets or, the Raptors are only 6 games back of them, and they are actively trying to lose and trading away everything. So, all right. Any quick thoughts on your Lakers, Jack?
I mean, I'm confused.
I mean, think about this. Hourglass emoji. Go.
Yeah, I'm just so confused with the Lakers. I was confused before the deadline. I'm confused after the deadline. And it's not that I'm confused with like the direction of the team. I'm confused about how to feel, because this is a team that ideally you have a 39-year-old LeBron, you have an Anthony Davis who has been pretty healthy this year and playing great basketball. D'Angelo Russell over the last few weeks has played really, really well. And yet this team is 27-25 because the role players stink. They all suck outside of those 3. So it's a weird situation to be in. And it's not like one move is going to put you in championship contention. Last year, that actually did happen, which is pretty wild. But I think generally speaking, you're not going to find a D'Angelo Russell type trade like the Lakers did last year at every deadline. And clearly this year was not that case. And if you're not going to be able to make a move that puts you in the direction of a championship, then you want to think about selling, right? But how do you sell when you have a 39-year-old LeBron James on your team? You can't. You just can't do it. So the Lakers were in a weird spot. I understand how they got to the place where they're like, well, we can't buy and we can't sell, so I guess we're doing nothing. But it also just feels terrible to come out of a trade deadline with a 39-year-old LeBron and a healthy Anthony Davis having done absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same old story with the Lakers the past couple of years, where it's like you want to get enough to build around those two. Like that is the 1-2 duo you want to build around. You have the duo, you just don't have the support around them that you would like, and it's shocking that the front office is not as willing as you'd think to be able to give up those future assets. Be like, hey, we have LeBron. He's still borderline top 10 player. We have Anthony Davis, another guy who's pretty much top 10 player in the NBA. We have the core. Let's build around the core and go compete for a championship. There's a lot of young teams who are inexperienced. This would be a good year to make that championship push. And they decided to do nothing. Well, if you're not going to do anything to increase your odds of winning a championship, then why not? Like there were rumors of LeBron being traded. And of course, you can't trade LeBron. But if you're not planning on doing anything positive, why not get future assets? Like, why not start building for the future? Why not saying, hey, like this core is good, but I don't think it's going to be able to work for us. We need to have a mini rebuild, refresh, build for 2025, 2026. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real sense of direction. And I know you can't trade LeBron. You can't trade LeBron. But I'm saying it would have been better to trade LeBron than to do nothing, which is what they ended up doing.
Well, but it's not that it's not even that you can't trade LeBron. You can't have LeBron and trade towards a rebuild.
Right.
That you also can't do that. So the option was do nothing or invest more of your future assets, which are already thin from all the moves they've made.
Right.
But invest even more future assets to try to push for a championship this year. And that move just wasn't there. There wasn't really an opportunity to, in my mind, to make a trade that makes this team a championship contender. So
you would have had to. Their best asset that wasn't LeBron and AD is what? Austin Reeves, and they're not going to get rid of Austin Reeves. Yeah, I mean, this is, and you're right. They don't have draft picks. Like they're just the tank is empty. There's nothing else, and you're right. They're stuck because they're not going to sell off everything. And LeBron's like, wait, what am I doing here at my age? Right. My favorite. And Bill Simmons mentioned this the other day on his podcast, the names that they have traded away since LeBron James arrived. Have you seen this list, Jack?
Don't do this to me. Do not do this to me.
It's so good. All right. I'm not even going to name them all because it's too much. Rajon Rondo, Marc Gasol, Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, Michael Beasley, Zubac, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, DeAndre Hunter, Danny Green, Jalen McDaniels, JaVale McGee, 3 first-round picks, 1 first-round pick swap, 6 second-round picks, all for Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and Talen Horton-Tucker.
Well, can I just highlight one of the names that you threw out there, which is one of the, I think, in my opinion, the stupidest trade in NBA history. The Zubac trade. Do you guys remember what that was? The Lakers traded Zubac for Mike Muscala and a second-round pick.
I do remember that now.
Don't diss Mike Muscala.
It was like, what the hell?
It's a situation where they're chasing their tail. You know what I mean? Like they're making it work, and then the Band-Aids fall off, and then they go, okay, you got any duct tape? We gotta get this thing back working. And it's gotten 1 championship in the bubble. Right. So all right. So back to you, Zach. Favorite deadline trade? Obviously nothing that the 76ers did.
No, to me, it's got to be what the Knicks did. Getting Bojan Bogdanovic is just overall the best move of the deadline. I mean, the Knicks clearly building a contender in the East. Do I think they're ready? Not sure if they're ready, but they have a lot of team control over the players that they do have. They're going to be a contender for the next half decade plus. I'm very excited for New York basketball.
Yeah, that's a big one. Jack, you have a favorite other than the Knicks?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. That was absolutely the best move of the deadline. Yeah. But I'll throw out another one that I also like. That was the Daniel Gafford trade for the Mavericks. I just thought that was a really low-key move. They didn't give up a lot, but just a fit that really makes sense. A big body, just a solid center. I'm excited to see him play for an actual good team because he's been stuck in Washington for a few years. And then he was with Chicago before that, where he couldn't do anything there either. So it'll be fun to see him play for a contender. I think he can fit on a contending team. And I think he's a good player for the Mavs to have moving forward. And also a guy that plays a somewhat similar role to Derek Lively, but has been doing it for a lot longer, can be a solid mentor for him.
All right. I need one of you or both of you to explain the Gordon Hayward trade to me to the Thunder. I'm not saying that. I mean, I don't even know if it's an upgrade for them at all or whatever. But if I'm the Thunder, in my mind, it's like I need something. I need a presence down low. I need some sort of rim protector, defense, better rebounder to really round up my team. Explain to me why Gordon Hayward makes sense.
I mean, to me, I actually did not mind this trade. I think it made sense to me for a couple reasons. Yes, I see what you're saying about needing a big. And if they were to be going for a championship this year, I would say, yeah, you absolutely have to buy into that. But this team does not need to be going for a championship this year. This is a really, really young team. I don't know if they're the youngest team in the NBA, but they're definitely one of.
Close. Yeah.
They're close. And it's a team with a lot of control over the really great players. They're not losing these guys. They're not going anywhere. So this was not a year that was boom or bust for them. And to get a guy like Gordon Hayward, who is a true veteran, from everything I've heard, is a very well-respected player, a guy that teammates really like, and a guy that's been through a lot in his career. He was an all-star. He was the face of the franchise in Utah. He went through a big trade to Boston. He had a massive injury.
Yep.
He worked his way back from that injury. I mean,
on night one of that season.
Right. I mean, this guy has been through just about everything that you can as an NBA player. And I think for a team like the Thunder, with a bunch of guys that are very young, some of whom are slightly immature, I think that as a presence in that locker room is a very good thing for that team. And I think that the players will embrace him and really like having that presence. So from that perspective, this makes a lot of sense for me. And I also just don't think that there was that much urgency to go out and mortgage your future to win this season.
Well, look, they have some of the best pick, like draft capital of any team. So I don't even think they needed to break the bank, and go in after everybody. But you're number one in the West, tied for number one in the West. I don't think you necessarily have to go all in, but it'd be nice to like round out that team and say, oh, let's give it a shot. Zach, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like one of the things that we were saying is that we would have liked to see Oklahoma trade for a veteran leader in that locker room, and that's exactly what they did. Other than that, I feel like the only thing that they didn't address was like they kind of need like a better rebounder down low. Like rebounding is a bit of a weakness for that team, but I mean, you get a veteran leader who can help the young guys, help coach up the young guys a little bit, be like a mentor. And I mean, if anyone needed a fresh start in their NBA career, it was Gordon Hayward. I mean, he was let's not forget, he was a star in Utah. It's been years, it's been like half a decade plus since he was truly a star in the NBA. But it's like, hey, this is a chance to, get some better minutes, get seen by more people, and just, be able to play, better basketball in general. I mean, he hasn't played on a good team in forever, it feels like. So, I mean, I'm excited for Gordon Hayward in Oklahoma City. This is pretty much the best team he's had around him since the Utah days. And he gets to be a veteran mentor to these guys who a lot of them probably need it. I mean, you've guys that are rookie, second, third year players who are still pretty raw, but they're making it work. They're having a phenomenal regular season. But when it comes to playoff time, a lot of these guys are inexperienced. That is where Gordon Hayward will shine. He knows what to expect. He knows what to do. I expect Gordon Hayward to play a pretty big role in that locker room, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, maybe he can chat with Josh Giddey and say, let's just chill out and play some basketball. We know who improved them. We know who improved themselves the best in the East. Let's talk about the West. I'll give you the Mavericks, the Thunder, or the Suns. Who improved themselves the most?
Ooh.
I want to say the Mavericks. I mean, I like that Gafford deal, but that PJ Washington deal is actually really good as well. Getting a nice like third, fourth scoring option for the Mavericks to help Luka out. I mean, I mean, Luka and Kyrie, really. But I think that's a big addition that people are going to underlook until they start playing together. I think PJ Washington, another player from Carolina, who's from Charlotte, who's been underrated because of where they're playing and how their team's doing. I mean, he's a very solid scorer. I've heard good things about PJ Washington. I expect him to, I'm not sure if I would say thrive, but succeed in a limited role with the Mavericks. I think it's a pretty good deal. I think out of all the teams, they made the most moves out of those three teams, and they got some good players in return. I think Washington and Gafford will make immediate impacts for the Mavericks.
Yeah, I like the Gafford deal. I actually did not like the Washington deal. I don't, especially because they gave up Grant Williams, who I'm a huge fan of. I love Grant Williams. I think he's a really good shooter. I think he's a very solid defender for his size. To me, all you got in PJ Washington versus Grant Williams is a taller player that's a worse defender. So is that the trade-off that Dallas really needed? I personally don't think so. To me, that's a team that needs all the defense they can get. And I think Grant is a significantly better defensive player than PJ Washington is. Not to mention, you also had to give up Seth Curry in a first-round pick that was pretty lightly protected. So they gave up a decent amount to get PJ Washington. And I just don't think he's that. I think he's a marginal upgrade over Grant Williams at best. So I would not pick the Mavericks there because of that, even though I did really like the Daniel Gafford move. Remind me the other two teams that you threw out there.
The Suns and the Thunder.
The Suns and the Thunder. I like the Suns moves. I thought the Suns did a good job. I think Royce O'Neal is a good pickup. Just a gritty guy, a guy you love to have on a contender. And they got David Roddy in that deal too, a young player, a good shooter. They could use some youth on that team. So I'm sure that is a nice added bonus. And it's not like they made any big moves. It's not like they did anything too flashy. Right. But I think that it doesn't really move the needle. But I think you're ever so slightly better than you were yesterday. So you have to feel good about that.
Yeah, I mean they're like the Lakers. They can't make any moves. They have less draft picks than the Lakers do,
which is saying
at this
something.
point. So yeah. So yeah, look, the Suns are in 5th right now, tied with the Pelicans. The Kings a half game back. The Mavericks 2 back. Lakers 3.5 back. So you know that, and then you got essentially a virtual tie at the top with 4 teams. Clippers are a half game back after the loss last night. But it's going to be interesting. It was a lot quieter deadline, but a lot of interesting small moves, and we'll see how they all play out. So let's get on to some NBA trivia. So I think, Zach, you're up first.
Yeah. All right. So besides Russell Westbrook, can you name the top 10 career triple-doubles leaders? So these are the 10 players besides Russell Westbrook who have scored who have tallied, I guess, the most triple-doubles.
All right.
Okay.
I've got a name. I'm pretty sure the guy he passed had to have been the Big O, right? Oscar Robertson.
Yeah. Number 1 is Oscar Robertson.
Yeah.
No, number 1 is Russell Westbrook.
Well, yeah, that's true. Besides Russ.
This just to piss Jack off, I'm going to take a Laker. Give me Magic.
Magic Johnson with 138 career triple-doubles. He's right behind Oscar. Oscar had 181, by the way.
Solid. My glorious king LeBron James has to be on the list, right?
Your glorious king LeBron James is 4th on this list with 110 career triple-doubles.
Good for him. Another Laker. It's like all Lakers, right? What about Wilt?
Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain with 78 career triple-doubles comes in at number 6 on this list.
Okay. This might be a bit over aggressive, but I feel like he could be 9 or 10. Did Jokic crack it?
Nikola Jokic with 120 triple-doubles in his career is 3rd on this list.
Wow.
Oh my God. He's breaking it. Oh my God.
Yeah, he is.
That's awesome.
He is like 60 away from Big O and like 80 away from Westbrook right now.
Oh, he's gonna fly by that.
He's
Yeah.
going to fly by it. When all said and done, I expect Jokic to top this list over Westbrook.
What is he like? How many triple doubles did he have last year? Like
I do not have that up. I do
No,
not
no,
have
no, no. I know. I'm not. I'm just theorizing. Like
not
you know,
42
Did he have,
because we would
did he
done-
have 20 though? I mean, like, did he have 30?
Yeah. I don't know. I did
mean-
not realize he was that high. I thought he was gonna like sneak on in the back.
He is extremely high. Yeah.
Wow.
What about? I'm going old school because that's what I know. Larry Bird.
Larry Bird is number 9 on this list with 59 triple doubles.
Nice. Okay.
That's such a like. We just guessed. Jokic had 30 last year. Maybe he didn't. Maybe that's too high,
No.
probably. But he had 59 for his career, Larry Bird,
Yeah.
and he's 10th on the list.
Yeah, Jokic being that high up is pretty crazy. I like it. It's
Amazing.
mind blowing, actually.
Yeah, Larry Bird 10th all time, 9th on this list.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm out of names that I had like auto ready in my head, so now I got to think for a second.
Offie just told me he had 29 Jokic last year.
Wow.
That's absurd. That's
That's so
insane.
stupid.
Yeah, you can only play 82 games.
That's it. Well, I'm sure it counts the playoffs too, but
does it? I don't know.
I
Let me
assume.
check.
I
don't
assume
know.
this counts playoffs.
That's crazy.
I don't know. This is from Basketball Reference. I don't know if they count playoffs.
Oh, Offie's giving me his references, StatMuse. I don't trust StatMuse anymore.
This is regular season career. This is regular season.
Okay.
Regular
Okay.
season. All right.
Still 29. Jeez.
That's
Still
insane.
insane. That's still a lot.
All right. You know what? I'm just gonna guess Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is not in the top
No?
10.
All right.
He ranks 19th all time. Well, 20th all time for Westbrook. He ranks 20th with 28 triple doubles.
So, as a stat person for the NBA, I will tell you. So, the way it works is we're entering stats, and then we are on the phone with somebody from Secaucus who sometimes says, "Oh, you got to look at this play again because I think this is that or whatever." The amount of assists that are given that are like, okay, I think he took 3 dribbles after the pass and then scored are amazing. So I do think there's going to be a lot more current players on this list from that standpoint of, we need to make it look better. So give me Harden. I'm going to go James Harden.
James Harden is number 7 on this list with 75 career triple doubles.
Solid. All right. I have another name that might be a dumb guess, but I'm just questioning whether his assist could have gotten there. But I'm gonna throw out Giannis.
Giannis just misses the cut. He ranks 13th all time with 42 career triple doubles. He just misses the cut. The cut would be 11th all time. So he is 13th.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What about Rondo? Rondo was kind of a sneaky triple-double guy.
Rajon Rondo does not make this list. He ranks 16th all time with 32.
That was a diabolical way of wording that. All right. Who else?
Got to make it fun. So we have Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, Nikola Jokic, your glorious king, Wilt Chamberlain, James Harden. So you're missing number 5, number 8,
I know who one is.
9, and number 10. You know one?
Luka.
Yeah.
Luka.
Oh,
Luka Magic with 65 career triple doubles ranks 8th on this list.
solid.
Your favorite player, Brian. Your favorite player.
No, I actually have nothing against Luka Doncic. I just don't think he's going to win a championship or go to the NBA Finals. That's all.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone hate on a single player more than you.
I
hate
really
him.
don't hate him. So I worked a game a couple weeks ago, and he's awesome before the game. Like trick shot after trick shot after trick shot. It's like unbelievable, and he makes a good bit of them.
Wait. You also got number 9 on this list with Larry Bird. So You're
So
missing.
we're down to 1 then, huh?
No, you're missing 10 and you're missing 5. You're missing 10 and
Okay.
5 and 10. 2
I
more.
remember
Okay.
5. Yeah, how can we not think of the 5th player all time with triple doubles?
Well, this is the 6th, but yeah.
I guess 6th. That's close enough.
Oh, well, that's different.
It's so different.
Current player or old player?
So one of these guys is a current player.
The number 6. The number 6.
Number 6 is an older player. He's a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
3 less triple doubles in his career than your glorious king LeBron James.
I was thinking Stockton, but I don't think he ever had more than 6 rebounds in a game.
I was like, there's no way Kobe passed enough.
Yeah, neither Kobe or
That,
Stockton.
that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. There's no way Kobe passed enough.
Neither Kobe nor Stockton are on this list. I don't even see Stockton anywhere. Kobe,
Yeah, I don't think he ever got a rebound.
Kobe.
Is it like old like Havlicek or something like that?
No,
Elton Taylor?
Havlicek is tied for 17th all time with 31, which is not enough to make the cut. The cut is 47.
Could Elgin Baylor be on there?
Elgin Baylor, 21st all time with 26 career.
I feel like he was the kind of guy that filled up the stat sheet.
Oh, here's Kobe. Kobe's tied for 24th all time with 21 triple doubles.
I love that he's at 24.
He chose that spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I guess
that's a good guess.
I'll have to tell you the company he's with after we're done this, because there's some very interesting names at this 24th spot that he's tied with.
All right, well, this is a really good guess from Case in the chat. Is Draymond on the list?
Draymond Green is tied with John Havlicek for 17th all time, 31 triple doubles. He is not on this list.
I loved that guess. That was a great guess.
That was a really good guess. Really good guess. So,
what about late 90s Jason Kidd?
Jason Kidd with 107 triple doubles has the 5th most on this list.
Wow.
Nice.
So you are missing number 10, who is a current player. Current player. He plays in the West.
Current player that plays in the
Can't be Durant for the same reasons it's Kobe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It is not Kevin Durant.
Curry can't have the rebounds. I'm trying to think who's played a long time.
It is not Steph Curry.
Kawhi.
What about?
It is not Kawhi.
What about another big man?
Not Kawhi.
Like Bam or no?
He said he plays in the West. Yeah,
West. Yeah.
AD can't have the assists.
It's not AD.
No.
He's in the top 50.
He's not.
What about? AD's not in the top 50. I just checked. He's on the top 50.
It's not Sabonis.
No.
With 47 career triple doubles, Montes Sabonis rounds out our list.
Really?
Yes.
That just proves this is a lately thing, not a
It definitely is a more recent thing, because the majority of this list, or actually exactly half of this list, if you ignore Russell Westbrook, are current players.
That's nuts.
So yeah,
I would not think DeMontis had the assist numbers.
Yeah, so from top to bottom, ignoring Russell Westbrook, it's Big O, Magic Johnson, Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, Jason Kidd, Wilt Chamberlain, James Harden, Luka Doncic, Larry Bird, and Domantas Sabonis. Missing the cut, Fat Lever, Giannis, Bob Cousy tied with Ben Simmons.
Wow. Domas is a ridiculous poll.
I bet you Ben Simmons leads the NBA in history for 10-point triple doubles.
Oh, absolutely. He has to.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, out of those 33, 26 have to be like 10 points.
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
All right, Jack, your trivia time.
Yep. All right. Can you name the top 10 scoring performances in NBA All-Star Game history? And I will let you know before you start, there is a 4-way tie for last place. So if you hit one of those, I'll let you know.
Okay.
So 4 people are tied for 10th, you're saying?
Well, actually, hold on. Let me actually recount it. 8, 9. Wait, sorry. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's 4 people tied for 10th. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Is there anybody on this list more than once?
There is one player on this list more than once.
Okay. I'm going to say Kobe to start.
Kobe is not on the list.
Huh.
Well, I'm thinking of that one ridiculous All-Star game where it was like 170 to 160, and I'm pretty sure Jason Tatum had a really big performance in the All-Star game.
Number 1 all time with a 55-point performance in 2023 is Jason Tatum.
Oh my god! Oh, that was last year.
Ridiculous.
I love how you started. I remember a time where there was a huge score. It was last year.
A long time ago.
It was either last year or the year before. Like it's recent because the All-Star game's a joke now. Speaking of which,
I guarantee you, all these guys are either current or almost current.
Oh yeah.
In about 2004, they just stopped playing defense altogether.
Yeah.
After Kobe called out Michael Jordan for a 1-on-1 for an isolation, after that, defense just went away.
All right. Where is the glorious King LeBron James on this list?
Yeah, he's got to be on that list. If not, he will be after this year.
LeBron James is not on the list.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
He's close. He's one of those guys that's right off of it.
Okay.
And Kobe was as well. Kobe was, I think, 1 point off.
Harden, he's a chucker.
James Harden is not here.
Huh.
Wow. Was Dame Lillard ever an All-Star game shot chucker?
No Damian Lillard.
Giannis? Is Giannis on this list?
Giannis is one of the guys that was tied for that 10th place in 2018. He had 2019. He had 38.
38. Okay.
All right.
I have another guess.
Go for it.
I'm just throwing out players that like they're not like massive superstars, but they're stars who want to shine in the game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna guess Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell is on the list. He is. Let's see, what is that? That's 6, 7, 8. He's in 9th place with 40 points.
Nice.
Anthony Davis.
Number 2 all time. Anthony Davis had 52 in 2017.
Wow.
52. I don't remember that.
Yeah, he won the MVP that year. I would assume. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he did though.
Unless somebody scored 58.
I mean, speaking of all-star MVPs, I'm thinking of players who, you know, this isn't like a recent retirement, but I know he won all-star MVP. Is there any chance that Shaquille O'Neal is on this list?
No, Shaq is not on the list.
Okay.
Greatest of all time. Give me Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan comes in at number 8 with 40.
Wow. Even when they were trying. Very impressive.
Yep.
Come on.
They don't try.
What about Durant?
KD is another one of those guys that is tied for the last place. He had 38 in 2014.
It'd be really funny if this is true. It'd be really funny. I want his music to be played. Is Paul George on this list?
Paul George coming in 6th place with 41 points.
Absolutely. Our editor better play his theme music. He's got a theme song. I want to hear that music.
Who else?
Stephen Curry in 3rd place in 2022 with 50. Well done.
50 in the All-Star game is insane. Like It's I realize there are several people that have done it, including a Pelican, and I don't have any memory.
Well,
of that.
so there's 3 players. You got those 3. It's Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, and Steph Curry.
It's amazing.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
So what do we have left? 4.
So you're missing number 4, number 5, number 7, and then you're missing. There are 2 guys that are tied for last that you haven't gotten.
How many of those players are current?
Let's see. 1, 2. I actually technically just 2.
Oh,
Technically just 2, and I will give you a hint that those 2 players are the same guy.
oh, okay.
He's the only guy that's on the list twice.
I have a guess. If you don't,
No, go for it. I was
it's
thinking
Russ. It's got to be Russ.
It is, in fact, Russell Westbrook.
Whenever there's a scoring question, you always
Yep.
go back to the OKC Thunder, the original 3,
He
right
is-
there. Because
in both 5th and 7th place, Russell Westbrook.
Yep. So everyone else is retired or like recently retired?
No. Oh, yeah, everyone else is retired, or there's one guy that's recently retired-ish.
That really helps us. Thanks.
he still dabbles with some NBA
He
ball.
still
He
dabbles.
dabbles a little.
I don't think he's officially retired, but he's not in the league right now.
Okay.
Oh, like a guy that maybe recently played or was on a team, and now he just happens to not be. Like, yeah.
What, like Kyle Lowry? Like
Not Kyle Lowry. No.
I mean,
exactly.
like I mean he's like any minute he's
Is
gonna
it Robin Lopez?
Is it Brooke Lopez?
No, he's on a team.
Oh my
I
god.
know.
What about you said? But we're still missing another one, an old guy.
Yeah, you're missing 2 old guys, and you're
Okay.
missing one guy that is like retired-ish.
If there's
Gotcha.
any, you said if there's anything about scoring, you have to go back to certain players. Is Wilt Chamberlain on this list?
Number 4, Wilt Chamberlain. Well done.
Of course, he's on the list. How many points does he have?
He had 42.
Light work for Wilt, obviously. Jesus
Always scoring. Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, so the last 2 are both tied for that 10th place.
Okay. Let's be honest with us. Are we going to get these 2?
One of them you should get. The other one I don't think you will.
Okay.
Lovely. Is the one that we should get the one that's recently not
Yeah.
actually kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're thinking like
Weirdest
All-Star,
wording
like
I've ever heard. Jesus.
2010 All-Star,
No, like
2011.
when you hear who it is, you'll know why I'm saying that.
Right.
Okay.
Well, just tell us who the old guy is then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give
I
us
don't
some
think you're going to get it.
confidence.
The old guy is Rick Barry.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
I don't think he would have gotten that.
The only thing I know about Rick Barry is shooting his free throws under the
Yeah,
Grammy style.
he had 38 in 1967.
That was 10 years before I was around. So, okay. So one semi-retired, awesome All-Star. Who you got? Is that like Dwight Howard?
No, but you're in the right realm.
It's a good guess. That's a really good guess.
I'm in the right realm. Chinese
So
league.
what? Does this player like play overseas now? Like, is that the thing? Like,
I don't think so. He
What
might.
give me a hint. What college did he go to?
That's probably going to be a giveaway.
all right,
That's
then,
why
then,
I asked it.
then what?
To me, that would be a
All-Stars-
giveaway.
Like,
The Dwight Howard guess was a good guess. It's a similar kind of player.
so it's a big man. Okay.
Yeah, big man had a really good peak. Fell off kind of young.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin, well done, 38 points.
Like
in 2014.
okay, yeah, I guess
You
he's
can see how that's like
semi-retired.
retired-ish, right? Like he's not on a team, but
Okay,
he's not
yeah,
retired.
Yeah.
all right, yeah,
Yeah.
All
Well
right.
done.
okay.
All right. Let's close out the show with a little Super Bowl trivia. You know, I don't know if you guys remember, but there is a Super Bowl this weekend.
That is true.
Chiefs 49ers. Second time that matchup's happened. It may not be a big passing game, but, you know, we'll have to see. Can you name the top 10 career passing leaders in the Super Bowl? So most passing yards in the history of the Super Bowl.
So,
I-
so is this total or we're talking single game?
We're going to do total, and then we're going to do in an individual game.
Okay. So we're
well,
talking.
I already have 3 off the bat that I'm near positive are on this list. Number 1, Tom Brady. It's gotta be
Yeah.
Tom Brady,
Yeah.
number 1. And then, I mean, legendary QB duo basically: Steve Young, Joe Montana.
Steve Young, not on the list, played in one Super Bowl. Joe Montana's
Okay.
third on
A
the
little
list.
surprised about Steve Young because he had a big performance in the one Super Bowl he did play in. So
But
I will
feel
tell
like
you
to
the-
make the
the-
list, you need multiple games.
You need so the player that's in 10th has 689 yards.
Yeah.
Passing. So it's not one game's not going to get you there. All of these players have played at least 3 Super Bowls.
How about
Also-
Mahomes?
Mahomes is 8th.
wow.
Yeah.
He has 738 yards.
Yeah.
How
By the
about-
way, Tom Brady has 3,039, and the
Jeez.
next, the number 2 guy has 1156.
okay, I have
That's
2.
pretty amazing.
I have 2 that I think. Well, I forgot me. Whatever. Peyton Manning
Yeah.
Yep, he's 5th.
and Ben Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger not on the list. He only played in 2
think
Super
so.
Bowls.
But I will go with the different Steeler. Terry Bradshaw's got to be there, right?
Terry Bradshaw's 6th. Actually, I take that back. Roethlisberger played in 3. He played the Seahawks.
Yeah,
and
he played.
the Cardinals, and
Yeah.
then he played the
yeah,
Packers.
He did play.
Yeah. That's why I guessed him. I was like, yeah, he played in 3 Super Bowls.
But no,
Very
he is not. He did not make the cut.
Ah,
So you're missing 2, 4, 7, 9, and 10.
okay.
How about Roger Staubach?
Number 9, he
Mhm.
played in 4 Super Bowls.
How
Yeah.
about Bart Starr?
Nope, only played in 2. Did not make the cut.
My bad.
I know you're excited about Max McGee after we talked about him last time.
You already guessed Peyton, right?
I guess Peyton.
Yep, Peyton's guest.
Okay. Jim Kelly, he played in 4.
Jim Kelly, 7th
Good
all
guess.
time with 800. He played in 4 games and threw for 829 yards, which is probably why he lost all 4.
Yeah. Or-
Oh man.
That's like 205 yards average.
Yeah.
four straight Super Bowls, and you can't throw for 300 yards in a single one.
Oh
Or
man.
he might have, and then just threw for like 20. in one,
100. Yeah.
but-
That's
So you have number 2, number 4, and number 10, all retired, all in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think Marino can't have played in enough Super
no, he
Bowls.
played in 1.
He
Or
only
2,
played in
right.
1. No, he only played in 1.
How about Elway?
Elway, number 4, played in 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Elway played in 5? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Elway
knew.
was known, like he won the last 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, he won the
he
last
played
2.
in, but he lost 3 before that, and he was
Right.
known as, you know, the perennial.
Yeah, I didn't realize he lost 3. I thought he only lost like 1 before it. Wow.
So you have 2 guys left. One of these guys played in your lifetimes, and one didn't.
Played in our lifetime.
Yeah,
And is in the Hall
Like-
of Fame, and we can't think of
And-
him?
correct. And he's number
Okay,
2
that's
all
better.
time.
Oh, what the hell?
And then 1 is from before. But you know this person's name.
Okay.
Oh, no. This is bad.
Eli, good guess, but not. He only played in 2.
Yeah,
He didn't play in
Yeah,
Eli-
Eli was going to be like my first guess, besides like the Brady, Montana Young guess. But I was like, he only
Yeah.
played in 2, and as soon as you said that, I was like, well,
Hall of Fame.
Eli's not here.
Go through some Super Bowls early in your life.
That's what I'm trying to do. The problem is a lot of it's blocked.
You don't know them all
Kurt
like I do.
Warner?
That's right. Kurt
Kurt
Warner,
Warner?
number 2 all time.
Wow.
Nice, Kurt Warner.
So you have one left. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion,
3-time.
and he only played in 3 games. He won every time. Before your lifetime, though.
So I'm thinking, like, who's the Raiders quarterback when they were winning Super Bowls? Is it Jim Plunkett?
Nope, too far back.
Too far back. Okay. Like the Washington team.
The problem with the Washington team is they had 3 different quarterbacks.
Right. It was
championships they won.
like Doug Williams, Rippin, and I don't know the other one.
Joe
Joe
Theismann.
Theismann. Yeah, Joe Theismann.
Same. I mean, let's just say stay in the NFC.
Okay.
In the NFC, Phil Simms.
No, he played in one, and then he was hurt in the next time they went back.
Aikman.
Aikman
Nice.
is it, number 10.
Good
All
job.
right.
Number 10. Awesome. Now we move on to top 10 passing yards in a Super Bowl in one game.
Okay.
So there's going to be certain people are probably on this list more than once, but I'll let you figure that out.
All right.
All right. Well, let's get the obvious one out of the way. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
Tom Brady is number 1 at 505 yards, number 2 at 466, and number 9, 354 yards.
That's ridiculous.
To get on this list, you have to have thrown for 340 or more.
Well, I mean, I'll go with one of Zach's favorite names to guess, Steve Young.
Steve Young, not on the list.
No?
Threw a lot of touchdowns, but that was
Really
not,
didn't have the yards in that game.
No, he didn't have
Right.
the yards. But one name I do know that's on here, Nick Foles.
Nick Foles, number 5 with 373
Wow.
yards.
I didn't
That's
think he was that high. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's great. You've got a list with Brady on it 3 times, and Nick Foles is there. That's awesome.
There is another quarterback on here 3 times.
Mahomes. We feeling a little Mahomesy.
Mahomes,
No,
not
no,
on
no.
the list.
Montana?
Montana is on the list once. He threw for 357. He's actually tied for 7th with another quarterback.
Is Big Ben on this list at all?
Big Ben, not on this list.
Is Manning on this list? Either Manning.
Neither Manning is on this list.
No.
Is
I'm trying to
Elway,
be
Drew Brees.
is Elway on this
Is-
list?
Elway, not on this list either.
Ooh,
How about Rodgers?
Rodgers, not on the list.
your boy Drew Brees?
Drew Brees, not on the list. He didn't even have 300. He had like 293.
Who could be on there 3 times?
Think about the last trivia question we posed.
Troy
That's what I'm trying to
Aikman
do.
on this list?
Aikman, not on the list.
Hmm.
Too much Emmitt Smith for Aikman.
Kurt Warner?
Kurt Warner, number 3 with 414. Number
Wow.
4 with 377 against the Steelers. And
Wow.
number 6,
Wow.
365.
I didn't even know he played in 3 of them.
Yeah, he
He-
lost.
I know the Steelers won, and then the Greatest Show on Turf.
Right.
Oh, they lost.
And
to the Pats.
also, what?
They lost to the Pats. Also,
Right.
right?
Right. So
Right.
you have 2 left, number 7 and number 10.
All right.
And both are from the NFC.
Okay.
And
Favre?
both are from the NFC East.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Okay. Doug Williams.
Doug Williams, number 10.
Great,
job.
All right.
great guess.
1 left. NFC
NFC
East.
Is it?
Staubach?
Yes.
Not Staubach.
That's what I was going to guess.
I mean, I could just keep going down the Washington list. Theismann, Rippin.
Nope. Not Washington.
Ron Jaworski.
Not Ron Jaworski.
I mean, Phil Simms. I guessed him for the last one.
No.
No,
No,
he was the Bills. No, never mind. He's the Giants. I'm stupid.
Not Flacco. Oh,
not Jalen
that was an
Hurts.
old guess.
It's not Hurts.
Nope, not Jalen Hurts. We're circling though. We're circling.
McNabb. It's McNabb.
It's Donovan McNabb, number 7, 357 yards in a game.
Good job, 5. But you lost that game.
Here's the real question. I can't believe. First of all, Zach, come on.
Yeah, right.
Will either of this year's quarterbacks get on this list? 340 or more yards.
340 or more?
I feel like it's going to be too much of a defensive game for that to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe Mahomes. I mean, I would take Mahomes over Purdy, but
yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I feel like if one of them gets on this list, then they're both on the list because it just ends up being a dumb game that's a shootout.
I mean, that's exactly why you have like Brady's number 1 was the same game as Foles being number 5.
Right.
That was the same game that combined for over 1,000 yards of offense in a single game, which is, you look back on that, it's like it's absolutely ridiculous how poorly both defenses played in that game. It was just basically like, all right, who's going to bend and not break at this point? That was pretty much the name of the game at the end of it.
I was a little surprised that Matt Ryan wasn't on the list. I just felt like that that first half and first 3 quarters, but
3.5 quarters. Oh no, 2.5 quarters. 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, it was 28-9 going into the 4th. I know that.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's what we got today. So look, let's enjoy the next step in the NBA. 76ers may be on the way down, but there's other teams on their way up. It's all enjoyable. And we got a Super Bowl this weekend, so a lot to look forward to. So thanks, guys, and we will see you next week.